Thank you for staying on the AM show. Time now for us to get the latest in the world of news. Mapito CBD is standing by. Good morning, Maps.
Good morning, Benjamin. And in our first story, lecturers in government tertiary institutions have withdrawn their services. In a statement dated January 8, the University Teachers Association of Ghana explained that government has flouted the agreed timelines to address their concerns. UTAG has been pushing for government to increase the salaries of lecturers as well as ensure improved working conditions. But despite several stakeholders' engagement, government is yet to meet their demands. Secretary of the University of Ghana chapter of UTAG, Professor Ransford Jampo, says until the conditions of service are improved, they will not hesitate to withdraw their services.
What you are referring to was something that happened last week in the usual political gimmick that I find to be ingenious. When you sound the portion that you want to go on strike, they don't do anything, and last minute then they will call you into something. That is not admitted because our UTAG National Executive Officers to go and do a presentation of the labor market survey report to them. That wasn't a serious discussion. We are willing to go the full in this particular instance. And generally I've said that until we begin to have a national conversation to ensure or to achieve some equity in our salary structures, there will be no industrial harmony. Once there is no industrial harmony, productivity is hampered. And once productivity is hampered, our efforts to fight hard to extricate ourselves from the quagmires of poverty and underdevelopment will continue to suffer. And so I think it's about time politicians sat down to take a second look at how they treated labor in general.
We'll have more on this later on the AM show. In other stories, Ghanaian traders are excited about President Akufo-Addo's directive to the Ghana Revenue Authority to pull the brakes on the implementation of the reversal of discounts on benchmark values on 43 selected items. Applauding government, President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng, called on the Ghana Revenue Authority to withdraw its earlier circular about the implementation of the policy reversal until all stakeholder consultations are completed.
Traders are overly excited and very happy, and the news came as a result that the president have been very sensitive to our plight, and the traders are very grateful to this, and that we call on the government to make sure that this stakeholder engagement starts as early as possible. Yeah, we take the opportunity of this also to call on the Ghana Revenue Authority to withdraw its earlier circular that suggests that they defend the implementation to 17th to restart. So they should withdraw that until stakeholder engagement is conclusive, they cannot implement the reversal of the benchmark policy. We are very grateful to government, and we are open for objective discussion when the stakeholder engagement starts.
We'll hear from the stakeholders on this in the course of the show. Let's go to the Volta region now, where the Bawku Senior High School in the Adaklu district of the Volta region is plagued with a myriad of challenges which is affecting the delivery of education. The school lacks potable water, lack of accommodation for teachers, lack of an ICT lab, official vehicles, among requisite logistics needed for the training of students. The school's headmaster, Matthew Mensah-Fianu, made this known when the Adaklu MP, Kwame Abodza, visited the school.
Bawku Senior High School, established in 2019, has about 88 students with 45 teaching and non-teaching staff, out of which only 8 are being housed in bungalows provided on the campus. The school runs all second cycle school courses except for science and visual arts, though science lab equipment has been provided. The infant school is faced with a myriad of challenges ranging from bad access road, inadequate teacher accommodation, lack of official vehicles, among others. Matthew Mensah-Fianu is the headmaster.
the water is very hard. It's very hard, so it's not conducive for drinking, so we don't drink it. But because of the hardness of the water to our WCs, all cease to work because the particles form a plaque in the pipes. So they choke the pipe. The water cannot go into the system for you to flush. Our building, the teacher's flat. The teacher's flat needs a whole renovation, serious renovation. The building itself too is not complete. They still are working on it. The building itself is not complete.
The classroom block?
Yes, the E block. Oh, what's that? No more. We don't have vehicle.
School bus.
Yes, school bus. Then pick up for the school for the running of the school.
Bawku Senior High School was provided a boarding facility with a school management tasked to construct a kitchen before it would be accredited a boarding status. The Member of Parliament for Adaklu, Kwame Agboja, expressed his displeasure on the directive.
I must say that the contractors who worked here are some of the lousiest I've found. I had cause to come to this campus to complain about the level of their working, because if you have a contractor who is working on a project whose funding is not in doubt, it's difficult to understand why the contractor is not working. And as we speak, the fact that the contractor working on the main classroom block and other things hasn't finished, I am very disappointed. I have situations in Adaklu Awaya where girls are bathing outside because they don't have enough space. People are sleeping outside. So I would have wished this facility, to be honest, the boarding facility, I will not lie to you, was built at Waya, so that we can complete or solve that problem of lack of dormitory facilities there, while we take time to see how this school will take off properly as a day school, and then in the future we put it there. Yeah. And as far as Adaklu is concerned, education remains our topmost priority. So whenever we hear issues, we have problems with our road, our water and everything, but whenever we hear issues about our education, we take it as a do or die thing that we need to deal with.
Mr. Agboja presented a motorbike to help lessen the transport burden of the school, while he promised to lobby the appropriate quarters for official vehicles. Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews, Adaklu.
12 accused persons arrested in connection with the recent violence in Bawku have received a heroic welcome by residents after they were released from police custody. They were held for 9 days in Accra following the arrest after a deadly renewed chieftaincy clash in Bawku. Dozens of jubilating Mamprusi youth and elders on Saturday lined up on the principal streets in Gambaga to welcome the accused persons before they were led to the palace of the Mamprugu overlord in Nalerugu. Correspondent Ilyas Tanko has more.
The accused persons, who were all Mamprusis, were arrested almost 2 weeks ago after renewed chieftaincy disturbances that led to the loss of lives in Bawku in the Upper East region. After being airlifted to Accra, the 12 persons, including some low-ranking elders of the Nairi, were detained for days without any charges until a bail application moved by their counsel, Martin Pebu, forced prosecutors to charge them with unlawful assembly with offensive weapons and conduct conducive to the breach of peace. On Friday, they were finally granted bail by an Accra High Court to the sum of 20,000 Ghana cedis each, with one surety. They all pleaded not guilty to the charges and are expected to reappear before the court on February 12, 2022. Following their release, the accused persons on Saturday received a rousing welcome in Mamprugu communities as they made their way to the traditional capital Nalerugu to prepare their journey back to Bawku. The accused persons were driven in a convoy to Gambaga, where the residents had been waiting for many hours on the street to wave and welcome them as they made their way to the Nairi. At the King's Palace, amidst drumming and dancing, an uncontrollable, excited Mamprusi youth scrambled to catch a first glimpse of the accused persons, who were being hailed as freedom fighters. At his private chamber with members of his royal court, the overlord welcomed the youth and gave them a listening ear.
the bola suruma no sudrama ni yet to assess maza dikani yet to akatra wum na want baradwa futina.
An executive of the Mamprugu Youth Association offered their greetings to the overlord and said they were first of all displeased by the way a manner the president, through his security agencies, arrested and manhandled his kinsmen who were in Bawku on a mission on his behalf. The youth drew the attention of the king to a statement said to have been made by the Minister of Culture and Chieftaincy, suggesting the Bawku chieftaincy dispute had been settled by the Supreme Court. The youth said the arrest of the chief's elders and their subsequent detention was a show of gross disrespect to the authority of the overlord, for which reason they expressed their anguish and asked the overlord to retaliate against the government. The overlord, however, called for calm. He told the youth he had had sleepless nights over the matter and admonished them to exercise maximum restraint to avoid further escalations. The youth spoke to JoyNews after the meeting with the overlord.
As law-abiding citizens and peace lovers, we wish to make the following requests through you to the government to consider with immediate effect to bring closure to the persistent conflict in Bawku, which affects Mamprugu in general. 1. That the government finds and prosecute the criminals who gruesomely murdered 2 of our innocent brothers who were on a business trip to Kulungugu. 2. That our kinsmen are released unconditionally instead of being admitted to bail. If the government has any genuine charges against them, they should proceed to prosecute, and we are ready to defend them in the law court. 3. That government should stop peddling falsehood about the existence of a court ruling confirming Aburago as the legitimate chief of Bawku. We challenge them to publish any such ruling, indeed, if there is any. Number 4, that the government should stop taking sides and meddling in chieftaincy matters in Bawku, as the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana gives him no such powers to declare anyone anywhere as a legitimate chief of or otherwise. That the president should be more responsible and assume a nation-building posture and set up a committee of eminent chiefs immediately to look into the Bawku chieftaincy matter, just as was done to resolve the Dagbon chieftaincy crisis.
From Nalirgu, Ilyasu Tanko reporting.
Back here in Accra, road users plying Dadabeng Road around the North Industrial Area in Accra, asking government to fix deplorable roads in the area. According to motorists, the gapping potholes on the stretch continuously pose a risk to road users. They tell JoyNews' Sarah Min said that this is not the first time they're raising concerns about the stretch, but it seems their plea has fallen on deaf ears.
The North Industrial Area is usually a busy stretch. From afar, business seems to be booming with new shops springing up at almost every corner. But take a closer look and you realize the roses are far from red here. On the popular Dadabeng stretch, a portion of the road is in a deplorable state. Road users say the stretch is now a death trap.
I don't know what is happening now. As we can see, the road is very bad. And now they are not passing the main road. They are now passing where the pedestrians are passing. You see, because of the bad state of the road. So we are pleading to the authorities to come and do something about it. It's very bad. Seriously, it's very bad.
Most vehicles avoid using this section of the road. Business operators say the situation is affecting them, as prospective customers often use alternative routes.
Every time when there's rain, lotions every time, or erosions, everything, we just spread many of them. You can see some refuse, some dustbin, some trash away on the road. By seeing this road, transportation cars, they are not moving, they are not going. So when they are not passing through this road, how are they going to expect that they should see what we are saying here, what we are dealing with here? They can't see. Because of the bad of the road, they are not passing here anymore.
I would say it's affected me in 2 ways. Firstly, our business. Secondly, my church. Because most of the time when I'm going to church, I go to church as Spinters. And I told people I'm coming to this area because of the bad road. They don't want to take me, or they charge me high. So, and secondly, because of my business, because people are not passing here again, it's affecting us. Because if the road is good, then a lot of people will be patronizing here and will be able to come to our office to buy some other shares.
The few drivers who ply the route risk damaging their shock absorbers, shafts, and even tires. They called on government to, as a matter of urgency, fix the road. Some road users shared their frustration with JoyNews.
I've been using this road for over 7 years now. Yes, and this is a state for, as far as I can know. I mean, I know it has been like this. I actually didn't want to use here today because I knew it was going to be like this. Now, I don't get to work early because of this place. It takes me 10 minutes to cross here.
I just can't imagine how bad this place has been and the number of people who ply this road. And look at the industries, the factories around here. And those of us who are using small cars, you could imagine to see the effects on our car. This looks like a connected road that looks simpler to our homes. You cannot afford to dodge it, and you always have to pass through here. Your car is damaging, all kind of wear and tears.
Until this road is fixed, business operators around here risk losing their source of livelihood. Sarah Mensah's report for JoyNews.
Ghana's quest to win a 5th Africa Cup of Nations trophy will be tested today when they face Morocco in the Group C opener at the ongoing tournament in Cameroon. The tournament got off yesterday after suffering postponement last year due to COVID-19. President Akufo-Addo, in a goodwill message to the Black Stars, called on them to win the tournament. The president also wants the nation to rally behind the team to ensure victory in all matches.
On the eve of the commencement in Cameroon of the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations Championship, I send best wishes from all Ghanaians to you, the playing, technical, and management teams of the senior national soccer side, the Black Stars. We're all happy that finally the AFCON 2021 tournament, which was postponed from last year, is now going to be held, the coronavirus pandemic notwithstanding. Like with every other edition of AFCON, the Ghanaian people demand nothing short of ultimate glory from the Stars. The pressure to succeed is understandably high because of our status as four-time winners, and also because it has been 40 long years since we last lifted the trophy. The target for you, naturally, is to bring the cup home. We have to go a step further than the second places recorded in 1992, 2010, and 2015, and bring the 40-year drought to an end. The task may be daunting, but it is certainly not insurmountable. I believe that in the current crop of players, we have the talent to match any of the best teams on the continent. The Ghana team has been penciled down as one of the favorites for the tournament because of its sheer quality. Let us work to bring the prediction to fruition. You, the current crop, wear the jersey of the Black Stars, the same jersey worn by Ghanaian legends such as Ado Damite, Ben Simmons, Agrifin, Wilberforce Nfum, Edward Akwa, Mohamed Salisu, the non-pareil Babayara, Abdul Razak, Opokunti, and Francis Kumi. Wear it with pride. Wear it with determination. Be of one mind and spirit. And be united on or off the pitch. Whether you are in the starting 11 chosen by coach Milovan Rejevac or not, you owe it a duty to back and support wholeheartedly your teammates representing the nation on the field. That is how a 5th AFCON trophy for Mother Ghana can be achieved. To you, my fellow Ghanaians, now more than ever is the time to throw our unwavering support behind the team. Yes, I'm aware that there are 30 million coaches in Ghana.
And that's it for the AM News. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. I am Mapisa CBD.